Right, so just quickly, I felt it was definitely worth doing a little video just explaining why I feel it is so important that our new range of pre-tied hooks are tied in the way that they are. I mean, I've been very, very fussy for years and years and years. I've been a bit of a big fan when it comes to hard pellet fishing and various other ways of fishing in which I'm using hair rigs. You know what I mean? I often make the joke that I pretty much don't hook a bait from April till November. But when making sure a hair rig's tied in the correct way, that was one of the key things I wanted to focus on when it came to us producing, you know, I mean, the pre-tied MXC6s, MXC3s, MXC4s, all the hair rig style hooks, be it with a band, a boilie pin, a quick stop, whatever, that they were tied in the way I wanted them tied pretty much, because I'm very, very fussy about it, because I believe it's really important to have it tied in the correct way to ensure that both your hair rig stays in the correct position all the time. I mean, I'm a big, big advocate that it needs to be, I'm going to whiz one off and talk to you as I'm babbling, and that it needs to sit in the correct position all the time. It needs to sit at the bottom of the hook, yeah? And because we have it tied in the way that which we do, it ensures that it is as stiff as, stiff's the word, and as rigid as possible to make sure that stays in that same area. And by having it within a loop, which is what I'm going to elaborate on now, you can see there my band is free running in the loop, which is the same with either the quick stops or the pins, to ensure that there's no pressure on that point. You know what I mean? That band's free running, there's never a knot fixing down on it, which could potentially snap. Instead, it's just free running within a loop. And because it is within a loop, it also creates a doubled up length of line, which makes it twice as strong, almost no chance of it snapping. And again, it increases that rigidity, so it keeps my bait exactly where I want it. The last thing I want is a single length of line that can become damaged really easy, present my hook really, really badly. But what I think it's definitely worth showing quickly is just exactly how it is tied. I mean, really, really simple, exactly the same way in which I tied all my old hooks in the past. So I'm going to quickly deconstruct this one. Feel like a bit of Charlton Heston going on. I'm going to show you exactly how this is tied. So firstly, obviously, I've got to get rid of my loop just to show you what's going on. And you can see that underneath here, it's got that kicked off eye that kicks slightly back on all the MSC6s. And I'm going to push that back. I need my goggles on for this. Just going to push it back through the eye. So it's actually free of the eye now. It's not in the eye at all. And what I've got is about 15 turns underneath here. And so that was one of the key things that we wanted. Plenty of revolutions, I always get that word wrong, around the hook shank to make sure it's secured nice and firmly. Have I gone too far there? No, here we go, done. I think there's about 15 or 16 there. And you can see if I leave the hook on, you've literally got that loop fixed there with the band free running in it. The loop's lovely buttered up against the eye, but never clogging the eye. And that's literally laid down the back of the shank of the hook in that way, and then it's whipped over the top. I mean, because I've not got my glasses on, I'm not going to put it back to how it was. I don't need to do that, but it gives you an understanding of exactly how the hooks have been tied. And in turn, because it's that loop, it just makes for a beautifully, say, rigid, robust, nice, durable hair rig that there's very, very little chance of it sort of letting you down, if you like, while you're fishing. So that is how all of our rigs incorporating night hooks have been tied.